Richmond with the ball. Here's Crawford. Good D by Wembanyama. There's the block. And it's out of bounds. Still Chicago's ball. Chicago with the ball. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lets it fly. Another miss by Wembanyama.
That's a shot he'd like back. He's usually going to make those.
Pass to Crawford. A little mid-range shot is up. And the jumper is good.
And hitting from the mid-range here and early. I mean, really gives the defense just another thing to worry about.
Yeah, he's got to be a little bit more on their radar after knocking down something like that.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Yeah, APB sent out to try to find out where the defense is. Inexcusable.
Here's Hill. Chicago with a rebound.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
Wembanyama, high post. Pass to Duncan. Launches a three. Oh, flanks that one. He's 0 for 1 to start. Richmond on offense. Now here's Hill. Oh, they pick off the pass. Outside Wembanyama. Jacks up a three. Three-pointer. Sends it home from three-point land.
Scouts love this from Wembanyama. A big who can hit smooth three-point shots.
Here's Crawford. And it's Devin Booker with a rebound. Chicago with the ball. Wembanyama, no good. A minute 37 left in the first. And he'll take a trip to the line for 2. Clearly got fouled on that shot. It's his first trip to the line.
At the line for your home team, Patrick Ewing.
First free throw is good. No good on the second free throw. Leonard with the ball. Green picks him up. Outside Wembanyama. There's the triple. Yes, and it's Leonard with the assist that time. Wembanyama's got 6.
When Wembanyama goes up, he can be so quick. I mean, the rookie looking very assertive.
Crawford, that one's good.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
From deep, Wembanyama. Another 3 for Chicago.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Here's Crawford. 6 points for him. Pass to Green. Here's Diallo. Outside for Green. 4 on the clock. The 3. Offensive rebound. Second chance shot. Lets it go from the wing. And that one goes. 4 for 7 so far.
How about that shot? Not exactly something drawn up by the coaching staff.
Booker goes in. And Booker with the jam.
So tough to guard. Devin Booker combining that range with the handle.
Here's Crawford. Oh, he got him with a pump fake, but he couldn't finish. Hill with the steal. And so it's Victor Wembanyama making things happen for Chicago. Hitting 3 trays in the quarter, providing some sharp shooting. More NBA on 2. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter in this one. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Chicago.
Yeah, their early focus on outside scoring has paid off. They're finding plenty of points from three-point land.
Love the passing that they displayed at the start of the game. Great ball movement that's opening up some chances without really getting deep into the execution.
The three is up. And it's Jordan with the rebound. And here's Mitchell. He'll bring it up for Richmond. It's a 5-point game. Down low. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Man, there are not many times where DJ does not just rip that rim down.
And we know Donovan Mitchell is a superb scorer. But Grant, what do you think he's focused on at this point of his career?
Well, B.A., it's all about championships for him. This is a guy that doesn't just want to be seen as an elite player. He really wants to compete for titles, too.
Just 5 to shoot. Here's Wembanyama. It's tipped. And they're able to recover. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Jordan with it. On the wing, Mitchell. Over Booker. Mitchell misses. Chicago leading by 3. Leonard with the ball. Picked up by Kaminsky. Here's Wembanyama. There's the 3. A deep 3. And they get it back. 6 to shoot. They shoot again. No good. Not a friendly rim at all this trip down. From about 19. And he can't bank that one in. Here's Duncan. Yet to see a basket. And it's out of bounds. It was last touched by Kaminsky.
Timeout.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here.
Failing to find a rhythm offensively. Something that needs to change and change soon.
Yeah, they're like a 4-day-old soda right now, just flat. They're missing shots left and right and just not playing their best.
For Chicago. Here's Doncic. Oh, Luka playing grown man ball inside.
The size and strength of Doncic can go overlooked. I mean, he's more than capable of scoring there in the paint.
Here's Jordan. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. Richmond shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. That free throw misses. He hits the 2nd from the line. Chicago leading by 4. Doncic outside. Outside Tatum. And stolen by Green. Kaminsky. Soft touch off the glass.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Takes it inside.
Yeah, just a great find by Klingon. As he plays more and more, the game will slow down for him.
Jordan, a good look. And Klingon pulls it down. 1:24 left in the 2nd. Here's Giddey. And he buries his first look.
Well, any possession that ends in a shot from that range after a good player and ball movement, that's a good one.
And you watch Donovan Klingon. He really benefited from that extra year in college, Grant.
Yeah, the development cycle can be a little longer for centers, B.A. He cleaned up a lot offensively and took his strength and conditioning to another level.
Doncic. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. He'll pin that one on DeAndre Jordan.
And Doncic is a walking triple-double threat. His versatility and confidence is really special.
In 2024, Luka Doncic recorded 6 consecutive 30-point triple-double games.
That's right, B.A. The first time anyone has done it in NBA history. So if you didn't already believe in Luka magic, well, there's some proof that the magic is real. When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
Here's Terry. Kicks it to Kaminsky. Rose outside. Clock at 6. Picked by Kaminsky. Puts one up from 19. Here's Jordan. And a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. Jordan's got 5 now.
Yeah, you can pretty much say that DeAndre Jordan's going to get a lot of his points right there, trolling around the rim.
In the NBA, you just can't let guys get to the rim.
From the arc. That shot missing. And so it's Chicago, finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. Their key to consistency has been their dominance in the paint. They've been the more physical team. Back after this. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. And he makes it on the layup. 10 points for him.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
And he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
And it's Green missing. Chicago leading by 10. Roy. That one falls. Great setup by Doncic.
And he wastes no time coming out of the break.
Here's Terry. No made baskets yet. Knocks down the long J.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Here's Tatum. Rebounded by Richmond. About a minute played here in the second half. Outside, Hill to the paint. Pass to Ewing. Outside, Green. Here's Terry. Fires for 3. And again, it's Richmond with a 3.
And just sinks it over the taller defender. That's why you have to crowd shooters on the perimeter.
Yeah, that effort just not good enough, because even if that defender was a bit taller, the shooter already locked in.
Here's Tatum. Driving to the basket. And it's rejected. Here's Ewing. Pass to Diaz. Takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup.
Timeout, timeout. Smart adjustments, setting guys up for success.
The possession's just way more efficient, I think, here tonight. Taking smarter, better shots, moving the ball around. That's helped them to get back in the ball game.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout here. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust.
Make some noise.
And Booker has got the ball here for Chicago. 13 points was their biggest lead of the game. Pass to Duncan.
Home team foul. Jason Taylor. First personal foul. First team foul.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Here's Wembanyama. Wow, that wiry strength of Wembanyama.
There were questions about Wembanyama's strength coming into the league. No problem with the contact here.
And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. Richmond shooting their 5th and 6th free throw attempts tonight. And he makes a first. And And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And you can tell he's feeling confident right now at the line, and when he's on, he can be lights out.
Pass to Wemby. Oh, it's Wemby!
Yeah, this is what everyone wants to see Wembanyama doing. Dominating on the inside.
Here's Ewing, covered by Wembanyama. Here's Diaw. To the left side wing. Tries the spin move. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Hill. And again, no good by Richmond.
Analytics already don't favor the mid-range jumper, let alone against exceptional defense.
Timeout, timeout. Popovich has called timeout. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments.
Make some noise, fans.
And now we're 3 minutes into this third quarter of play. Here's Duncan. Oh, and there's a one-hand jam.
And that's a slam dunk from the big fundamental. You don't want to get in the way when he's throwing it down.
Here's Diaw. Out to the right wing. Now Rose. 5 to shoot. Pass to Diaw. Three-pointer. And the three-pointer goes. Diaw's got 7.
And it is dangerous to forget about him out there. Diaw has that sneaky range. We've seen it before.
Leonard with the ball. Guarded by Rose. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Gotta hold firm or you're going to get a call.
Pass to Heinrich. To the inside. And that one's good. Green. Now just a 4-point Chicago lead. Now here's Booker. He's got 5. And here's Wembanyama. Fires from deep. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Chicago ahead. Up by 4. And time to step away quickly, but we'll be back in no time. We've reached the 4th quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. Richmond trails by 4. Here's Green. Can't hit that one. Good work defensively by James. Wembanyama scanning the floor.
Team foul. Jalen Rose. First personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Weber. Over Jordan. Shot clock at 5. James with the ball. Green picks him up. And it's going to be a 24-second violation. They turn it over. Left side pull. Pass to Green. There's a screen by Bull. Inside. Back to Green. It's good.
And that was the right decision. When you're in need of a bucket, you go to your most trusted guys.
Yeah, whether it's teammates or the coaching staff, hopefully a combination of both, but gets close. He's getting the ball.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
And let's take a moment to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for Chicago.
Well, they found success off the drive, creating a lot of buckets by getting into the teeth of the defense.
You also have to admire the way they've gotten out and run in transition. And they've run wide, they've run their lanes, they've been doing it with a great pace. And that's produced some easy scores.
Here's Green. Right side Bull. Right wing. 5 on the clock. Outside, Green. From deep, Rose. Chicago with a rebound. 13 points was their biggest lead of the game. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Timeout.
Kind of fun when you see his personality come out in this game like that.
And Greg Popovich has called timeout, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Over the last break, I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was telling his team. He likes the way they're finishing inside. Coach said when we get close, we are golden. They can't stop us in there. Let's keep pounding it as long as we can.
And Allie, thanks. Rose with the bucket.
Well, we know he's a great scorer and a bit of a microwave, but Jamal Crawford is a great passer. That was an unselfish play there.
Oh, just an artful little reverse slam.
Power and style. That was sweet.
Well, if you came here looking for a scoring battle, I think you made the right choice.
Both of these teams locked in on the offensive end. Going to be a high-scoring affair tonight.
Ooh, Wembanyama, just too good.
He does so much out there to stretch out the defense when he's out on the perimeter, and he drains the triple.
Rose, left side. Over Giddy. Here's Ewing. Out to Rose. Hill for 3. The rebound by Duncan. Chicago leading by 7. Doncic outside. Pass to Duncan. A minute 15 left in the fourth quarter here.
Things aren't looking good here. I mean, they need points, and they need them now.
Looking unlikely right here. That time ticking away.
Doncic with it. And it's Hill picking him up now. Here's Weber. Back to Doncic. He's locked in. Drains his 5th shot in as many attempts.
Got to give them respect. They're doing everything they can to close this out.
Loved it. The guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
And here's Jordan. Second chance effort. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Crawford angling his body right into the contact. He doesn't mind slithering his way in there.
Hits both from the stripe. Oh, they get a hand on it. And it's stolen by Rose. Hill can't connect.
Man, I thought he was making that in so close. That's some aggressive defense.
The offensive rebound. Here's Duncan. Wembanyama screen. Shot clock at 5. There's the drive. Oh, Wembanyama throws it down.
Oh, ferocious on the attack. Once Wembanyama gets into the lane, the defense is done.
Picked his pocket.
Away team foul by Leonard. First personal foul. Second team foul.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss.
Patrick Ewing. 2.
The second of 2 is good. And that trims the lead to 6. There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they go to the intentional foul.
Second personal foul. Third team foul.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Patrick Ewing. First personal foul. Fourth team foul.
Good on the first. And that makes it a 7-point lead.
Honestly, we have never seen someone like Victor Wembanyama, a skilled... seven-and-a-half-footer. I mean, the way he moves, it's unreal.
Time called here. Richmond decides to talk it over. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
trying to extend this one, but it seems futile.
Yeah, this is the classic too little, too late. The effort coming and not enough time for them to get back in it.
Finished off by Tatum. And so Chicago takes the win. Boy, a nice win on the road. By the time this one was winding down, this building was stone cold silent.
And that's exactly what you...
The NBA on 2K Sports welcomes you to Wednesday afternoon basketball. This is Kevin Harlan. With me tonight, Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And joining us courtside, reporter David Aldridge.
go.
So it'll be Chicago off the tip. Now Booker. Duncan high post. Back to Booker. Outside Leonard. Going inside. It's stolen by Hill. And here is Giddey. Screen by Duncan. Back to Giddey. Shot clock at 5. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Hill, no good.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
I'm sure they'll think
That's
twice
on
about
me.
shooting against him next time.
And here are the Cavaliers. Wemby with the rebound. Kicks it out to LeBron. And stolen by LeBron. One-on-one here. For 3. The shot by Duncan. Nobody around. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Duncan goes in. And Wembanyama outside. Fires the 3. Cans it from downtown.
And I like when Wembanyama is aggressive on offense because defenses feel helpless to stop it.
Richard, during his rookie year, Victor Wembanyama had a game with 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 blocks, in 5 made threes, a 5-by-5 for the ages.
That was the first time someone put up those numbers in NBA history. Wemby is going to continue to do things we have never seen before.
And the foul called on Victor Wembanyama. That's his first foul.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Back to Giddey. Cleveland moving the ball around. Pass to Bogut. Abdul-Jabbar the screen. No good from Bogut.
Look, the defense was locked in on him there. They know how dangerous he can be, and they cover him perfectly. And that's how you lead a team, literally.
Cleveland with the ball. Trailing by 2. Down low. Here's Bogut. Here's Giddey. Back to Abdul-Jabbar. Pass to Giddey. Tim Duncan grabs the miss. 1:11 left in the first. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And the Cavaliers making a change here.
Coming onto the floor for your home team, number 7.
1:04 left in the first quarter of the game. Back to Giddey. Pass to Roy.
Oh,
And Brandon Roy with the slam.
Man, Roy can fly.
Booker outside. There's the triple. A second chance effort. And here's Leonard from 3. Drops in the tray.
When you're guarding LeBron, you have to give him something. So the King, well, he'll take a 3-point basket.
Here's Giddey. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. A 3 from Wembanyama.
goodness.
Here's Bogut. There's the drive.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
And Greg, he can get up a few notches higher.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
First quarter, wrap it up here. It's a tie ball game. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
And let me tell you, when you establish a physical edge, it gives you a mental edge too.
On the wing, Wiggins. Lock at 6. Pass to Roy. Kicks it out to Wiggins. No good with the triple. And so James will bring it up for Chicago. Here's Wemby.
Yes.
It's off from three-point range. The tray. Wemby with the rebound.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Now some have argued that Wemby deserved Defensive Player of the Year consideration in his rookie year.
And Kevin, I can see where they're coming from. His team went from a bottom 5 defense to a top 5 defense when he was on the floor. His impact is amazing.
Drills it from outside. Wallace has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Pass to Roy. Wallace is screened. No one near James as he lets it go.
Timeout, timeout.
That ball. Great assist by Brandon Roy.
Start it.
Getting that little bit of help. James calls for the pick and roll, shake up the defense, and find himself a quality look.
And so Steve Kerr calls for the timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Both teams will make substitutions. And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Doncic right side. Here's Wemby. Here's Tatum. And Tatum hammers it home.
Tatum just has too much bounce right there. Better be careful. You're trying to stop that.
On the wing, James. And another 3 for Cleveland.
And we talk about the importance of versatility. He's really got it all on the offensive end.
And Wemby outside. Oh, Wemby, too easy.
And a monster game for Wemby with the matchup issues he creates. I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
Hill looking around. Duncan trains the three-pointer. Duncan's got the lead up to 5 now for Cleveland.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
Doncic outside. The kick out to Tatum. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Knocks down the 3-ball. Wembenyama's got a couple of 3-pointers in the second for Chicago. There's 53 seconds left in the second quarter. Outside for Roy. Wants to get it to Duncan, and does. It's stolen by Wembenyama. Launches it. They get it back. Takes a 3. Wembenyama, what a high release on the 3.
Sometimes you watch Wembenyama and think this guy is a cheat code, hitting threes at well over 7 feet tall.
Back to Bogut from the arc. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Over in the corner, Doncic. That's good, and it's Wembenyama with the assist. And now a 4-point Chicago lead.
And normally near the top, handling the ball. Luka sneaking out to the corner there, getting free for 3.
Tipped away. It's stolen by Wemby. And so it's Chicago with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. Right back after this break. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Cleveland trails by 6. Giddy with it. Pass to Duncan. And he hits the jump shot. Duncan's got the first bucket of the third here for Cleveland.
He'll be asking for some lottery numbers later if he keeps knocking down shots like that.
First team foul.
Here's Booker. Hasn't made one yet. Booker on the move. To the middle. Dunk by Booker.
And Booker flashing his athleticism. What a dunk there by the young guard.
Now here's Giddy. He's got 5. Pass to James. And here is Giddy. Shot clock at 6. Kicks it out to James. Shoots from the elbow. And Cleveland again with the bucket.
And the passing instincts of James are just unreal. He has that great sense for when and where to send the ball.
The defense just giving him the easy look there. He's not going to miss that.
On the wing, Duncan. Pass to Wemby. Oh, there's the strength training. Wemby.
And this is what you want to see. Wemby attacking with authority inside.
Outside Hill. No good on the triple.
That is fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Didn't give him an inch of room.
Kicks it out to Leonard. Lets it go from deep. Abdul-Jabbar grabs the miss. And here's LeBron outside. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
2 minutes.
Pass to Wemby. And it's Wemby with the jam.
Wemby is a specimen going at the rim there with a purpose.
Back to Giddy. This one for 3. Drills.
Timeout.
Giddy's got 5 points now this quarter.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make a pay.
And we've got a timeout called by Steve Kerr. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Leonard fires away from outside. The shot's good on the assist by Doncic. Leonard's got the lead up to 8 now for Chicago. Hill drives in. Left side, Abdul-Jabbar. Poked away. Back to Bogut. Cleveland moving it around. Giddy, no good. Chicago leading by 8. Greg, you think about oversized point guards, and the gold standard has always been Magic Johnson. Now you look at Luka Doncic, and he's certainly big for that position.
Definitely some positive similarities, right? But the big difference is one of those guys has 5 rings, and that's not a knock on Doncic. This is a team sport, but Magic's ability to affect winning was right there with another MJ. Michael Jordan.
Weber with it, guarded now by Andrew Bogut. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Pass to Abdul-Jabbar. To the paint. Over to the wing. No good from Bogut.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Weber a screen. Here's James.
For such a big dude, all he needs is just a little bit of daylight, and LeBron is going to be hanging on that rim.
Out to the right wing. Bogut down low. And Bogut slams it in.
That should give him a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
And they need more where that came from. They're not out of this hole yet.
Buries it from three-point range. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. It's Chicago up 11. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. And so Doncic will bring it up for Chicago. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. Inside. There's the three. Good on the three-point shot.
And while the arc isn't a focus of Weber's game, he is more than able to knock those down when given a chance.
Roy from outside.
He's out of there, boy.